you've never used this video toaster before and are in a communications class at General Panet High School, this video is for you. Whether it's a major video project or just a short copying job you want to do, this video will explain all about how the video toaster and how it can help you. Now what this video is intended for is for video toaster dummies, and that's not necessarily implying that you're a dummy, but if you're watching this video right now, you probably don't have much of an idea as to how to use the video toaster to help you with your projects. So what I'm going to do first of all is just explain a little bit about the video toaster. These are the three Commodore monitors. This is the program monitor, and it's on this monitor which you'll be watching what is going on to the video that you're recording. This is the control panel from where most of the controls are executed, like effects and all kinds of things like titles, which we'll be getting into a little later. This is the preview monitor, the monitor on which you can see what is about to go on to the program monitor. That is our audio board over there. That is where we mix all of the different types of sounds that go into a video, such as sounds from a microphone, sounds from a sound system. That's what all those different pods control over there. Our 8mm VCR is normally in this panel here, but it's out for repair at the time. The Betamax VCR is right below it. And over here we have two VHS VCRs, complete, actually they are super VHS VCRs, complete with flying erase heads to make editing go a lot smoother. And behind the whole system we actually have a stereo system, which we'll be getting to a little later in the program. So what I'm going to do right now is show you how to start up the video toaster. This is what it will look like when we turn it on. We'll have a main choice of a menu here. We will click Toast. We want to click Start Toaster. And it'll ask us to just stand by for a few moments as it loads up. And as soon as it is finished loading up, we will get to what we call the switcher on the video toaster. And it is from there that all of the controls are executed as to what we see on the monitors, what effects we see going onto our videos, what titles we see going onto our videos, and all of that kind of fun stuff. And there's a lot of different effects already on the toaster that you can choose from for transitions and all kinds of neat things. We'll get into some of that a little bit later, but up next we're going to show you how to do a simple dubbing job. And actually what we're going to do now is show you a simple editing job or a simple copying job and how to copy one video to another videotape. So what you want is to put your source in here. Let's say this is the thing that we want to make a copy of. We're going to put it in this VCR. We're going to put the videotape that we want to record onto in this VCR. We're going to make sure that our control board is set up on number 1, because on number 1 we will be able to see the VHS video on program, and on number 1 we will be able to see the VHS display on preview as well. So it's still initially setting up right now. It's actually preparing all the fonts in case we want to do titles a little bit later on. I'm just going to cancel that right now, and I'm actually going to select 1 so that I can show you how to copy a video. On this one that you're recording onto, you're going to want to push record and pause so that it's ready to go, and all you have to do is hit play and it'll be recording. And on this one, it's as simple as just pressing play. Now I'm going to fast forward to where there's some action on this videotape. And I'm going to just turn up my volume so I can hear it.
In today's show, I am interviewing two teenagers with both opposite opinions.
Now what I'm going to do now is let that play and press play on here so that this is recording.
Age 17.
Our levels on here will indicate that it is in fact recording our source.
2 years now. My other guest is Gertie Baker, age 16.
Now I'm going to use that as a cue point. My other guest is Gertie Baker. I'm going to go back and check it to make sure that it actually recorded. If we hear my other guest is Gertie Baker, we will know that it recorded.
My other guest is Gertie Baker.
So it turns out it worked out perfectly. And up next, we're actually going to look at RA editing, which is a much more advanced way of putting your video together. Now, RA editing, which stands for Random Assemble Editing, is actually a much easier way of doing your editing, putting your video together. I'll show you how to do that now. Once again, remember to have your source video in this VHS, Super VHS VCR, and have the video recording onto in this VCR right here. What you're going to do is press Menu on here. We want to select RA Edit. And what we're going to do is play this video, and when we have the spot where we want our first clip to start at, we press Select.
Good. Now what do you say we get started?
So it started around good. and wherever we want it to end at.
What was your life like when you were using illegal drugs?
Right after illegal drugs. And I'm going to do one more clip just to show you how.
People had no respect for me, just because they thought I was just another one of those drug addicts. My life was truly dramatic. It was a living hell.
How's that?
So it starts at "It was a living hell."
Well, I couldn't keep up my schooling. My tennis went downhill along with all my marks.
And it ends out "with all my marks." Now you can do up to 8 clips that way, but I'm just going to show you 2 right now for simplicity's sake. And remember, on the video that you're recording on, you want to have it on record, pause, in order for it to be ready. And then all you have to do is simply press start on the RA edit function. And the VCRs actually find the clips for you and put them on in the order that you selected. So our first one starts at 149. It's finding it right now. It's almost at 149. And it's just about ready to go.
Fine, thanks, and you?
And it starts recording at exactly 149.
What was your life like when you were using illegal drugs?
So it's paused it automatically right at the end, and it's finding the other one right away, and I don't even have to touch it. You can actually hear the audio as it's searching, so you can hear them talking backwards sometimes.
Just because they thought I was just another one of those drug addicts. My life was truly dramatic. It was a living hell.
How's that?
Well, I couldn't keep up my schooling. My tennis went downhill along with all my marks.
All my marks. So that was a pretty easy way of doing it. Now we're going to get rid of that on our menu, and we're going to stop, and I'm going to check out how it worked. And it should have gone together nicely and smoothly. So let's check it out. Of course, our first clip will still be on there that we did in the basic editing section of the video.
17. He had been using drugs since he was 13, but has been sober for 2 years now. My other guest is Gertie Baker, age 16. She has been using... Good. Now what do you say we get started with this interview?
All right.
What was your life like when you were using illegal drugs?
A living hell.
How's that?
Well, I couldn't keep up my schooling. My tennis went downhill along with all my...
And you virtually can't notice at all where the cuts were made. So that's simple RA editing. And on your video, you might actually want to put some titles, as in people's names, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. What we do is we pick CG on here, which is character generation, and it will give us a board where we can design a title. Now, first of all, you want to flip through the pages until you find a blank page, so let's use this one. I'm going to write the title of the name of the person who I want to have a title, and maybe I'll just write host underneath, like that or something. So then what I do is press this right here to render it, and there's, of course, many different fonts you can choose from. Actually, I'll show you how to change the font if you want to change it. Just highlight the whole thing, and what you can do is pick a different font if you want one. I'm going to pick one of my favorites, Garth Graphic Bold 60. But that appears to be too big, so I will pick Garth Graphic Bold 40. And that looks perfect. And you can actually put a line right underneath it if you want to, by just drawing the line, and then actually clicking on the line and positioning it wherever you like. Just click on it twice and you can move it all around. And what I'm going to do now is render it to make sure it looks good before I actually superimpose it onto a video. So as we take a look over here, we see that the title Ange Nyanskoville host is coming up on this screen over here, and it looks to be perfect to me. That looks like the way I want it. So I'm going to go back to the switcher. It's already going to be ready, all loaded in here. You'll see this little cut sign board here. That means that it's all ready to go, that it's loaded up. I'm going to play from my source again.
So go get high with my friends.
Record on the one that I want to record onto.
Did it affect your family life at all?
Make sure it's recording, and all I have to do is hit the space bar,
What do you mean you didn't?
and the title comes right on. And that's a simple way of doing titles. One of the other things that you can do to make your videos interesting is actually add freeze frames. You can just pick any section of a video that you want, freeze it, and it will come up and render itself perfectly. So I'm just going to play the video that we have as our example video,
Place to place.
and I'm going to show you how to grab a freeze frame. You go into Setup right here, select that, and let's say we want a freeze frame of Corey. We'll wait until it switches back to Corey.
Zombie. You have to forget about that question for a minute. Our other guest has finally arrived.
As a matter of fact, I'll just go back and find a freeze frame of Corey. We'll just pick one right there. We'll hit freeze whenever we want to take it.
Place to place.
And then what we're going to do is notice that the freeze frame we've chosen is right there. Let's pick one field in order to stabilize that freeze frame. And what the computer will actually do is filter out all of the kind of glitches that it grabbed when it was grabbing the freeze frame. And we'll notice that as it renders itself, it will become a good, simple freeze frame. And we can use that freeze frame for literally anything. If we go back to the switcher, we'll notice that, let's take our title of Angie that we had, load it up once again, and we can actually, let's say we want to have a title for video production and you want to pick a freeze frame in order to introduce it, and you can just superimpose your title on top of it. I'll just show you using this one, right on top of the freeze frame. And there's actually many other things you can do with freeze frames too that you'll probably learn about as you become a little more familiar with the toaster. The final part of our video toaster video is going to show you how to do audio when you're recording onto a video. For example, you might want to add a voiceover to your video. You might want to add music to your video, which you can do on the stereo system over here. And actually, I'll show you how to do that right now. First of all, make sure that your music pot is turned up a little bit. We find it on the 8mm beta pot. It has a double function. Your master volume should be at about 6 or 7. And let's start the video now that we're going to be recording from, because we're always going to have a source. We'll just fast forward it into the actual video itself. And we'll notice that if we turn the VHS volume up,
On this topic of discussion, my first guest
we'll be able to hear it.
age 17.
And let's record now. We'll just start recording.
13, but has been sober for 2 years now. My other guest is Gertie Baker.
So we see our levels.
She has been using since she was 12.
And what we're going to do is go over to the stereo system. I'm just going to make sure we have a good level here.
Hello, Zombie. How are you this afternoon?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Yeah, there's something coming through.
Good. Now, what do you say we get started with this interview?
So that's good. And let's walk over here. We have a tape already queued up here, ready to go. We have to make sure that the long cable, the long wire that connects the video toaster and the stereo system is hooked into the headphone part of the stereo system. It's turned on a tape, and what I'm going to do now is press play on the tape. And it's a little loud over here, so I'm going to turn it down. But you see that the music actually is dubbed right through into here.
Did it affect your family life at all?
Let's just say until 2 years ago I didn't have a family.
So you can actually have the voice of the video going and the music at the same time. But of course, you're going to want to make sure your levels are riding right around between 5 and 0 on the VU meter. I'm going to turn these monitors down a little bit.
Where did you live after you got kicked out?
I lived everywhere.
So you notice that the levels right here are just perfect.
Friends, houses, shelters, or on the street.
You can hear the person that's talking, and you can hear the music as well.
What made you finally decide to get
And the
home?
levels are
Oh,
perfect.
sorry, Zombie. You have to forget about that question for a minute. Our other guest has finally arrived.
And actually, if you want to add a voiceover to your video, I can take out this sound altogether by taking down the VHS and the music pot. And I can actually use the microphone to add my own voice in here if I'd like. So I just turn it on, providing there isn't much feedback, that is, and I can simply add my own voice to the video. So what I'm doing right now is recording my own voice in place of it, and I can record my own voice, and I can actually mix it with what's already on the video if I like, by just pressing the VHS pot up.
But I couldn't be bothered with
Or if I want to keep the music going as well, I can keep the music pot up.
And how do you plan to get into
So you'll notice that I can actually have all 3 sources of audio being recorded onto the video production at once. And I'm just actually going to stop the video right now from playing, and turn the music down, and I'll just show you that that actually did record onto here, because you might be a little skeptical.
Already on the video if I like, by just pressing the VHS pot up.
But I couldn't be bothered with those.
Or if I want to keep the music going as well,
How do you get money
the music pot up.
if you don't work? And how do you plan to get an education?
So you'll notice that I can actually have all three sources of audio being recorded on.
So actually, the only thing to remember about that is not to hold the mic too closely towards the monitors. Of course, I had to in order to show you everything, and that's why there was a little bit of feedback. But when you are recording, please ensure that you hold it away from the monitors. And once again, don't forget that you have to have your levels riding somewhere between -5 and 0 on the VU meter in order for the excellent sound quality to come out. Again, this controls your microphone, this controls your source from your VHS tape, this controls your music, this is the master volume, and that's basically how you would add audio to your video. So whether you're just doing one of your own personal family videos and using the school to help edit it and put it together for your family to watch, or maybe you're doing an assignment for a communications class or any other class in the school, the video toaster can certainly help you to improve your videos, like we showed you, adding sound, titles, freeze frames, cutting and pasting together different clips using the RA edit. The video toaster is certainly helpful to you. Well, thanks a lot for watching this instructional video, and I hope you explore all that the video toaster has to offer.